Now, a high-tech trip you might not expect to one of the world's most dangerous war zones. Executives from Google, Twitter, YouTube and other tech companies are touring Iraq this week at the invitation of the US State Department. So what's their mission? You can, of course, find the answer online. But Al Kalperi got the scoop the old-fashioned way, talking directly with a Twitter exec in Baghdad. Cal joins us now. Cal, what exactly are they up to?
Well, Aisha, this was 9 executives, as you mentioned, from various companies in the United States, and they were here really, as they put it, on a fact-finding mission. Now, the man who stole the show was Jack Dorsey. Now, he is the co-founder of Twitter. Twitter, of course, a huge networking site, which many people follow. In fact, almost 500,000 people are following his visit here in Baghdad. He's been Twittering the entire time. We've been checking that page frequently. He's been updating his followers on his travels across Baghdad. What they're really doing here is they're listening to the ministries. They heard from 6 Iraqi ministries today about what it's going to take to really bring Iraq basically into the 21st century. I mean, this is a country that really has lived up to his reputation over the past 5 years. It's been battered by war, of course. Before that, it was under an authoritarian government. So it's a country that really is behind the curve when it comes to technology. These 9 executives really want to get their foot in the door. They want to hear from the Iraqi government on what it's going to take to really bring technology to the forefront in Iraq, things like Twitter, things like YouTube, get Iraqis out and introduce Iraq to the world that way. Aisha?
Cal, you spoke to Dorsey. What does he say about the potential for Iraq to embrace new media and social networking site? How does he view it?
You know, it was interesting when I spoke to him, he made no bones about it. I mean, he understands that the infrastructure has a long way to go. I mean, they need to get the phone lines working first. That way people can actually Twitter. I mean, he understands that, and he was very open in discussing that. One of the things that he said that I found most fascinating was he wants Iraqi government officials to start Twittering, and I asked him why, and he said he thinks that'll bring accountability into the government. So he's not just talking about, sort of ordinary Iraqi citizens. He wants Iraqi government members to Twitter. That way they can be held accountable by their own people, by the people of Iraq, which is really an interesting idea to try to get Iraqi government ministers to start Twittering, because this is a country that has seen a lot of corruption, especially in the past 4 or 5 years, and he thinks that that's a way that could work that out of the system.
Very interesting. We've seen members of Congress here in the US Twitter, so why not spread it around the world? Cal Perry joining us there from Baghdad. Cal, thank you. Now here's a story that's out of this world. A former NASA astronaut says extraterrestrial life forms exist, and the government is keeping it from the world. Mary Ramos has more on that and all the normal weather stuff. Yeah. Joining us from the World Weather Center. Mari?
Hey, yeah, sometimes they say it's just weather balloons up there when people call to report UFOs, huh? Aisha, I've never seen anything myself, but this person has actually been into outer space, and he says, yeah, there's other stuff out there. Take a listen.
Urge that those who are doubtful read the books, read the lore, and start to understand what has really been going on, because there is no doubt we are being visited.
Well, his name is Edgar Mitchell. He was part of the 1971 Apollo 14 mission. He spoke at the National Press Club after attending a UFO enthusiast conference. Now, NASA, one of its missions is actually to look for life in other planets, Aisha. I don't know if people are aware of that. Not so much look alien life here on Earth, they say. I wanted to show you this animation here. It kind of shows you a distant sun. There's actually a spacecraft called Kaplan that is out there right now looking for planets like this or stars like our sun that would have habitable life. Now, of course, there's hotter stars that will probably not sustain habitable life, or areas where you could have water, but this is actually something that is an ongoing thing. So maybe if they're not visiting us here, we might be able to find them in other stars in other parts of the universe. So we'll have to see. Let's go ahead and hit a little